Eureka in a safe manner, providing that we still leave the opportunity for the railroad to come back should that financial investor be out there somewhere.
Thank you. And this will be our last question before our closing statements. And the question goes to Jeff Leonard. How much growth and what kind of growth do you support, and where would you put it?
Well, I think the real question is, where can you put growth that it makes sense, that it works? You know, we clearly have some infrastructure issues that we need to deal with in Humboldt County. If there is no infrastructure, if there's no sewer connections or water, it would be very hard to put growth in those kinds of areas. Even in areas that have infrastructure and water service, we're reaching the limits of that infrastructure. So how much growth can you put in before you reach a limit as a result of the cap? Humboldt County, Eureka is the hub of the county. I think we're proud of that. We're happy to be the hub, where all the jobs are, all the services are. We like that. We're trying to improve our community, but we would love to have extra development around our region to support our city. There's a lot of infrastructure issues that we need to address first, and that's going to be the real key to solving that problem of creating some possibilities for growth in the future.
Thank you. And the same question goes to Virginia Bass.
Going door to door, there's been a lot of talk about growth. And most recently I had a discussion where someone said, man, I moved away 25 years ago and I came back and the sign still has about the same number of people in population. And so I think growth is somehow termed as a dirty word, but I think a little bit of growth is good for this community. And where would I put it? My first option would be to where the infrastructure and the services are available. There are several portions or pieces of property. We just had this property inventory done that helps identify those, and I think those should be the first places where we consider growth in this community. Next to that, I would say going to where the services are available, out towards the Cotton area to some extent, and Myrtletown, before expanding beyond that. But I think there's a lot of opportunities in this very nearby community to build for places for people to live, whether that's infill or housing that may be out a little bit more in the rural area. I think there's possibilities and opportunities in all those areas.
Thank you. And the same question goes to Bonnie Neely. Sure. How much growth and what kind of growth do you support, and where would you put it?
Well, I think that's what the general plan process has been for. It's to determine where the growth will be, and for me, I support the policies that have growth near existing infrastructure and services. I don't support sprawl. I don't support conversion of ag lands or timber lands. I think those are very important lands for our economy, and that we should really celebrate that we still have those here, and we should try to maintain them. We do have some infrastructure challenges, but I'm happy that the county's taken a lead role to bring in monies, and let me give full credit to Supervisor Jimmy Smith, who has worked with the 7 counties network to bring in tens of millions of dollars for infrastructure improvements in our community, and that will help both the county of Humboldt and the city of Eureka, and it will determine where growth will be.
Thank you. Is there a 30-second comment from Jeff Leonard?
Sure. So how much growth, of course, is going to be limited to our infrastructure and our geographic remoteness. Where would I put it? That's pretty easy. There's 45 acres of abandoned rail yard behind us. I'd love to see some growth in there. There's a lot of abandoned lots along Eureka's waterfront and 7th and 6th Street. There's a lot of opportunities to do mixed use, retail, housing, office development in our city, and again, as supervisor, I'd be committed to making those things happen.
Thank you. And now it's time for our closing statements, which will be 1 minute each, and we will first hear from Virginia Bass.
Thank you. I want to thank the League again and Healthy Humboldt for having this forum tonight. I'd like to say the general plan is without question one of the most important documents a county is going to have. It provides a community with a clear direction and a sense of where they're going. Now currently, it feels as if we're operating without a rudder and without a compass, and that doesn't get us anywhere very quickly. I do want to mention again, 4 years ago in the Smart Voter Guide, the incumbent did state that development and enforcement of land use and zoning policies are among the most important responsibilities entrusted to local government. And here we are 3.5 years later, and we're still without a general plan update. I hope that you'll take tonight's information and consider voting for me when you go to the polls on June 8th. And just remember, we don't want to be talking about this general plan update in 4 years again. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeff Leonard, your closing statement, please.
My hope is to be a straight talker and tell you where I'm at, tell you what I think, tell you what I feel. If you disagree with that, I'm certainly open to phone calls and emails to air those disagreements out, and we can talk about it. I'd like to emphasize again the two things that make me different from my two opponents. First one is my independence of the big money that's in this race. I think both candidates are anticipating spending $100,000 on their election campaigns, 3 times what the annual average salaries for a family in Eureka. I'm also trying to put Eureka on the Board of Supervisors, our voice back on the Board of Supervisors at county government. Create a partnership with county government and the city of Eureka so we can continue to make progress on solving these problems in our city that we've made over the last several years. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. And a closing statement from Bonnie Neely.
Thank you. I would also like to thank the League for hosting us tonight. I think there was a good discussion here on a lot of great issues, and I hope it gave an opportunity for you to see the differences between the candidates. I think I'm most proud of my efforts to bring money into this community, leverage monies from the state and federal government, partnering with the private sector, creating good jobs. I'm proud of my efforts to get a new library built, to get a new animal shelter, a new regional facility. I'm proud that we were able to secure the Headwaters Fund monies, and those monies are working for us every day. I really enjoyed working with the arts community here in Humboldt County, Northwest Repertory Theater, the Jazz Festival, Blues by the Bay, and Del Arte. And I've had the honor of fighting for our environment, both as a supervisor member and a member of the California Coastal Commission. I think we've done a good job of balancing environmental protection and growth. And thank you again.
Thank you. On behalf of the League of Women Voters and Healthy Humboldt, I'd like to thank the audience for participating in this important candidate forum. Thank you to the candidates for taking time out of your busy schedules to come here today. Thanks to League volunteers and Access Humboldt for televising this forum, which will be rebroadcast on Access TV's TV channel 11 and 12 and archived online at accesshumboldt.net. The League of Women Voters will be moderating 18 forums in the upcoming months before the election on June 8th. Don't forget, the last day to register is May 24th. For more information about the candidate forums that are upcoming and information provided to you by the candidates, please visit our website at lwvhc.org, where you can access Smart Voter. And again, don't forget to vote on June 8th. Become an informed voter, exercise your right to vote, and help make democracy work. Thank you and good night.